Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Tiabu and I am here for Retro Monday Overdrive, and we are here once again for an anime adaptation of a piece of work by Shiro Masamune, the prolific mangaka who's drawn an immense amount of porn as well, whose work on Ghost in the Shell, Appleseed, and a number of other series has truly, in my mind, laid the foundations for what many people, at least what I think of when I think of cyberpunk. Because I get my cyberpunk from books, just like everybody else, and I get my cyberpunk from film and video, and of course, Blade Runner and all of the Western film adaptations are interesting, but man, it is the Neo Tokyos and the android police and the crazy shit and the four-legged tanks and the Tachikomas and the laughing man, and all of those things are cyberpunk to me. Last week, we watched Appleseed, a perfectly serviceable OVA adaptation of Shiro Masamune's work by the same name. But we've been doing things a little bit out of order, because before Appleseed, there were two other things. Appleseed, as a manga, was released in 1985. The same year, a little bit earlier, Dominion, which became Dominion Tank Police, was also released by Shiro Masamune. And 2 years before that, a weirder story, maybe, it's set on a different planet instead, which is interesting, a weirder story was put out. In 1983, Shiro Masamune released Black Magic, which would go on to be adapted as his first anime adaptation in 1987 by studios AIC and ArtMike into BlackMagicM66, an OVA which has the very interesting trait of being the only piece of film that I can find labeled, at least on my anime list, that Shiro Masamune actually had a hand in directing. There are a number of things that he storyboards. There are a number of places where he's credited for character design or mechanical design. Because obviously, like, he created the mechs and he created the original designs for these things, so it makes sense that they might call him up and be like, hey, how would these look in 3D and stuff? But there's only one OVA, and it's the first one, and it's the only one ever that Shiro Masamune directed. That's really interesting. As I said before, this is produced by studios AIC and ArtMike at the same time, AIC and Animate Film. At the same time, AIC was working on, or had recently put out, Ixer 1, Bubblegum Crisis, Daimaju Gekito, and Dragon's Heaven, to name a few shows that we've watched relatively recently, in the grand scheme of things, on Retro Monday Overdrive. And from what I see of BlackMagicM66, it fits. My first thought was Dragon's Heaven. It fits perfectly in that zone of the same kinds of shows that AIC was making at this point. We've got a femme but very weird android character thing. We've got all these other characters posing and being cool, but our main focused center is on this strange, interesting-eyed, flowy-haired android creature character, and it just reminds me of Dragon's Heaven. And when I go and I look at the art for Black Magic, the manga, it reminds me even more of Dragon's Heaven. Reminds me even more of that kind of a style of, weird wandering on strange planets kind of vibes. And I'm not sure how we get from one to the other, and whether this is one of those those pieces of a pretty loose adaptation, where we just take the name and sort of some of the basic ideas and make our own fucking artistic thing. But that would be very weird, because your boy original created it, wrote the screenplay, storyboarded it, and directed it. So this is a pretty Masamune Shiro forward work, and I expect it to be a pretty direct adaptation of his manga. And I'm really curious why he never directed anything else after this. Maybe it just didn't stick. Maybe he felt like the response that came from it wasn't great. I don't know. Maybe he just decided it wasn't for him and his focus needed to be on manga. I would love to know that, because Shiro Masamune would go on to keep making incredible manga, and would go on to keep having that manga adapted into some of the most successful anime adaptations of all time, no holds barred, Ghost in the Shell, holy fuck. I mean, Ghost in the Shell, let alone all of the spin-offs, all of the TV series, everything for that, right? That's an ongoing franchise. Like, they're going to be keeping making movies about that for a good while. It's a property that exists, I think. So I wonder what happened here. And I'm really excited to get to find out in potentially the highest quality that's been available for a while. I don't know the exact details behind this, but apparently this was only available in pretty middling quality for a good while, and fairly recently somebody surfaced a cool Laserdisc copy that had better quality and muxed that up together with the better audio that was available out there, and so through the magic of technology and the time travel of being able to reach back in the past and restore old video, we have a good quality video Blaspheme Boys version of BlackMagicM66, the OVA from 1987. Produced by Yutaka Maseba, written, directed, adapted, storyboarded, slaved over, bled upon, cried about by Shiro Masamune. I made all of that up. I don't know if it's true, but I kind of hope. I'm excited to dive into another cyberpunk thing. I sort of drew a city concept today. This is actually partly a concept for the game that I'm trying to build a setting for. I want to build this like enormous mega city, and I want it to have some like key characteristics that are really interesting. I want it to be built around potentially like a half finished, might be like a half finished space elevator. So to have this be this like enormous industrial project that's like humanity reaching for the stars, and then we never finished it because the corporations tried to kill each other and stuff. Totally ruled by corporations and stuff. But this like giant sort of scooped out pit of a city with this spiring tower in the center. Just it does things in my mind. It fits with like some of the cool stuff that we've been seeing in weird isekai shows and these cool cyberpunk shows and stuff, and it like has this longing towards space that I like, and I'm just trying to create a setting, and it's hard, and I've been drawing a bunch of things, and I've been writing a bunch of things, and I need more ideas, so I'm thrilled to steal some ideas from one of the best idea makers in the business. Thank you, Shiro Masamune, for putting out your ideas for all of us out there to steal, and I hope you come along with me and enjoy stealing some ideas. Let's dive into this show and see what the fuck BlackMagicM66 is about. I know there's an android. That's all I know. There might be some space. Space, androids, weird OVA from the 1980s. We're in good company. Grab yourself a tasty hot beverage and join me for this strange dive into a strange OVA from 40 years ago. Cool. There'll be two versions of this reaction video. You can find a picture-in-picture version with the video there, linked in the description down there, and a timer-based version up on YouTube if you want to sync up your own copy. You can support this channel and the creation of these weird overdrive videos where I meander through the past of this creative industry and piecemeal together an understanding of the people who've made it and the impacts that they've had. I hope you're enjoying the journey. If you are, check out the Patreon. It's linked in the description. $1 there goes a long way, gets you early access to everything that I do, and is immensely appreciated. So check that out if you'd like to. And let's get into BlackMagicM66. Beep beep timer. Okay. That's a good start. You know, when we start off with groovy tunes, I'm in. I should have looked at who did the music. No, bring back the groovy tunes. No! It's horrible. So, I'm imagining these are Venusian storms, because I've been spoiled that we're on Venus. So Dragon's Heaven. That's so Dragon's Heaven looking. And that's all just the way it swoops through and... Whoa. Nice catchy. What a spectacle. Just in a very 1987 sort of way. Okay. A strange crashed ship. In the middle of the jungle forest rain place. If only we had a word for that. Rain jungle. Ooh. Pods. People-sized pods. One of them has the title on it. Boom, boom. Mario. Mario! Is that March 10 or is it Mario? I'm not sure. Hey, look, it's our Cyber City. OEDO 808. Oh my god. All of these start with like a cute apartment. Just chilling in a cute apartment. Titties! I guess that's why. Okay, we got a hard-boiled, athletic, hot police officer? Investigative journalist? Detective? Gunfighter? Ooh, film critic? Who's our hottie? She taking notes. Ami! Cute character design. There's a strange feeling that I have immediately where I'm getting to know this character just through these visual elements and the way that we're holding on them. And I think it's that we're being directed by a mangaka. Don't need clothes, though. Oh, she's dressed. Very Ripley. Very Rambo, Femme Rambo, very Ripley. Okay, I'm getting our inspiration cluster, you know? I don't know how I feel about the weird curved ships. They feel like floating bananas. Or penises. They look like penises. Big floating dongs. They kind of have heads, too. It's a little weird. Alright, we're in the rain jungle. I love that. He knows. He's not worried about it. Okay, so there's androids in the pods. The military's coming to clean up. This seems all above board. Why did the one soldier rip the cord from the other? That's one piece that I... Oh, a specialist. Eh. Stuff. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh. So we shouldn't even be able to track them. So they don't give a fuck about any of this. What does that mean? Oh, shit. So they're just full random off script? But there are two of them, huh? Just a note, don't make a perfect robot. Perfect is too good. I'm kind of growing, the chips are growing on me. They still look like big flying banana dongs. Uh-huh! Ooh, he looks healthy. Journalist. Holy fuck. See, this is what I mean. Like, why'd you make that? Why'd you make that? What was the purpose of that? Oh yeah, we made an android that can't be disabled, can't be destroyed. I don't think. Did anybody ask you to come along? I feel like our overall understanding of, like, whoa, fuck. They just blew down her house. Shiro just has to have more cuties hanging out in bathing suits. It's just how he does. Ah, he built the robots. Keep out. Cool. I love him. I love him. I love him. He did not hear that. Well, that's a cool scene. That's not good at all. So something about that control panel is gonna go down? Okay. I'm gonna take that as though it's a setup. There's a monster in the woods. There's a monster in the woods. And it's a weird and oh shit! Never fucking mind, it's a bear. And she killed it. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, that was a hell of a scene, too. Like, fascinating animation. Not to my style, but... Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, yeah. Cool. Arewa. What'd you put as the test target, my guy? Did he accidentally put, like, oh yeah, Tokyo, just destroy everything? Oh, fuck! Holy shit! That was quick. Haha! We reveal her! Okay. Oh, we reveal them. It's two. Okay, so it's the both. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Perfect. Robots. Oh my god. Truth serum? This whole operation feels so military in a way that I kind of don't feel like I've seen. These like rapid micro engagements. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is real horror. That's cool. That's really cool. Wow. And it's backed up by the animation too. Okay. That's really cool. They're horrifying. They don't move like humans. They move like robots. This is very cool. See that? That's joy. That's joy right there. Like, holy fuck. Hell yeah. Hey, buddy. You sure you want to stay here? Oh, fuck. He didn't even look. Oh, what is that? Oh, the wires. Whoa. Whoa. The martial arts are almost Dragon Ball-y and like kung fu inspired. I'm so impressed by the way that these look. It's like, what would the most effective martial arts look like if you were a nearly invulnerable super soldier who could move in any joint independently in any direction? Fuck. 260 bajillion projectiles or whatever. Okay, one down. So now the rest of our story is dealing with the other one. God, who the fuck made these things self-destruct into poison gas? This is like a nightmare, just a nightmare. She's so cool. Just casually destroy your transportation. Whoa, that's really cool looking. Just the shadows of the fire. Bakemono indeed. And there's no, at this point, like, no empathy for the monster, nothing. It's just a robot. And human hubris. Chico. Who is the test target, actually? Is the question. Ferris, the cute one? That's perfect. So wait, what does that mean? That now it's after somebody else? Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Why are you hanging around this guy, Sybil? Hell yeah, this shit's crazy. Are you joking? Of course this is a scoop. Hot scoop. Hot poop. Poop scoop. Oh, fuck. Goddamn bananas. I want more cool music. Come on, turn it up. Come on. It's so close. Okay, there she is. Huh. He seems a little jealous, like weirdly orbiting her. She's just cool and hot, and he's just hanging around. Also, he seems to be married with kids. Maybe he's just a good friend. Hmm. Who fucked up? It reminds me a little bit of like shit. What's it called? Rojin Zed. With like the old guy being party to this, and then the robot going crazy. Oh, managed to just find his house. That's cool. Oh, look, stuff cut by lasers. Cool to see a cross section of an engine like that. You fully deserve that. It's so funny how these characters can be so badass and then stub their toe. It's something that I really like about Shiro's work sometimes. I think so far, I think he's a really solidly passable director. There's some elements of animation that he doesn't seem to like understand how to flow together, right? But for the storytelling and vibes and like horror and getting emotion across, he's doing it. It's just wonderful. Fuck. Roboto. Mini robotos. But no. Oh my god. Yep, you have a duty to go save that girl. No! Fuck! She's got really expressive eyes. Very not anime-y as well. I guess that's not true. We're going on one wheel, baby. Whoa. I wonder who's done all of these big sweepy shots, because there have been a few of them. House. I think they're going to lose more men. Cool. Weep whoop. Oh, okay. Okay. Fucks given? No. Oh, pff. Oh my god. Okay, we got like flying city car planes. Fuck yeah. So there are streetcars and these flying things as well. Like copter chopters. There's a rogue android on the loose. Nah. Oh shit, they're way bigger. What the fuck are street laws like in this city? That's the part that I've always wondered about when you've got both, like, street stuff and flying stuff. Oh. Oh, fuck. Beep boop. These are transports? Whoa. I really like some of these cityscape elements. Huh. Beep boop. Fuck. For what mission? The action movie mission. Honestly, that's what the programming really is. This robot is programmed to make the best action movie that it can. Well, that guy seemed really happy. Oh, interesting. Shh, shh. Ferris, shut the fuck up. That is the right response. So, now running is the correct response. Oh, that was beautiful. The way it licked up in like cascading spirals, that was so cool. Whoa, that was really cool too. Ooh, we can get some training in. Ha! Fuck that! Ah! I have tasted your blood. God, it's good and terrifying. I love this as like a time thing where the android is pushing through. Oh, fuck. Alright. Our paths align, our people cross. Fuck. 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 Oh! Traps in the meat. Cool. Cool. Really like that. I really like the doorway fight thing. I really want to adapt that. Yeah. But it's the, like, not, the not getting involved thing. Fuck that. Fuck yeah. Oh man, this is hitting some Die Hard stuff and some elements that I've just never seen before glued together in a way that I really like. It's nailing the 80s action movie vibe of like, we don't really need a reason, we just need it to be cool, but there's enough reason for us to care. We got the girl, we got the cool action hero character, who in this case is female, doesn't matter. We got the villainous villain, who, not even villainous, but just like an unstoppable force, Terminator style. This nails Terminator, that's what it does. I've been dancing around it the whole time. It nails Terminator. Nothing else nails Terminator the way the Terminator does. This does. Holy shit. Because there are a lot of rip-off Terminators, you know? A lot of like, oh, the powerful monster is coming at you. But very rarely do they have enough juice to them, you know? This has the juice. It's like, they're spooky. They're cool. I believe that they exist. It's stuff like that, right? They analyze their situation. They think carefully. They're cool and smart. I don't think so, guys. Okay, maybe they got it. Or there was a missed frame in there. Fuck. Dude, you could do it wrong. This is gonna go so bad. We're gonna turn off the target. Does that mean making it target every... Ah! But we don't even know if he messed up or if it just exists. Fuck. Did it do that? Because it's smart? I love the way the inside of its ankles look. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, God. Oh. Whoa. God, there are some gorgeous moments. Wow. That's cool. Like finding a way to dance with the monster for a second and just get a little bit away. Just gotta rotate around. Wow, just like death hovering above you. Holy fuck. That's a couple of really cool, intense little moments back to back. I like it. Oh. So much of our story has been told over the radios. I'm just sort of realizing that. Just how much of it has been told that way. Oh, trap. And how much. Oh my god. Oh my god. Whoa. Okay. Gotta love some really good demolition work. I guess. Fuck. That was really cool with the sweeping wind afterward and stuff. That was a really cool tenement exploding. Holy fuck. Now our battlefield is set. You know that robot's fine. It's hanging off by like one arm or something. For now. Oh! This is what she was meant to do. The whole time, her character was designed to hold that rifle. You know what I mean? Fuck! So spooky! Out of the darkness come the eyes glowing. Yeah. Dude, no, you get in that, it's gonna get shot down. Okay, that might work. Oh, it just crunches the steps as it goes because it's so heavy. Oh. Oh. Got a bomb array. He's the guy who said that he respected what she did before? Ah. Oh. Wow. Yeah, she has full save your ass. Yeah, even so. Oh shit. Oh fuck. It won't detonate. Fuck. Well, we're dead. Okay. Okay, bye. Give me the height willies. Ah. Alright, can we get that pickup really quick? Can we get that pickup? Can we get that pickup? Can we get that pickup? Aww. That's cute. That's cute. Ha 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 ha. That was great tension. This is good. This is good. Shiro Masamune should have directed more stuff. He really should have directed more stuff. This is great. It's funny that that just started blinking. If you notice me just cut, it's because my light just started being on the fritz. If you notice it blinking, that's why. Oh. Meaning cops and stuff. Yeah, you know things you shouldn't know. You made it out of projectiles. And we've learned nothing, though. We just have to improve the weapon. Fuck that! Holy shit. Ooh. Aw. This young lady saved my ass. Special protections, bitch. Mm-hmm. Fuck you. How about give her a job? Okay, at least that. They probably weren't spies from the north, bro. Builds up the, yeah. Appleseed! Oh yeah, that shit happened. That's horrifying. Having watched the series Raised by Wolves and seen some crazy AIs do some crazy damage, it's like, whoa. Son of a bitch. Hold up. Hold up. She's coming to kill him. Son of a bitch. Oh, jeez. What are we doing here? Ceramic City is a nice cyberpunk city name. Future cyber city thing. What is this story that we're telling here in the end, though? I guess it doesn't matter. She's just doing reporting things. I could see how you could think that this would spin into a series of her being a cool journalist and finding all these cool things, but the thrust is the cool android, and so it's really hard to maneuver around that. You need to pair this with that, and I think he realizes that later. Like, actually, the cool hot, like, superhero Ripley alike needs to be the android also. I think that's the progression that we get to. Because then it becomes like, oh no, they're gonna be the pilots or the tank drivers or things like that. And then it's like, no, they're gonna be the partners with the Appleseed Bioroid. And we'll do that. And it's like, no, actually, what if they are the robot? That's the transition that we get to. What if woman is machine? And that's all. Still like 3 minutes of stuff that I don't care about. So I'm gonna just kind of hit it with the pause button. Perevo dildo. Okay, so initially I paused a few seconds ago before this, and then I sort of skimmed through to see what this section was, but there's like a bunch of shit at the end here. Oh. I'm gonna watch this. Because we just watched this. Because it's fascinating to see how this thing that I just saw gets advertised. The multi-legged turret has been stolen. So much cool super battle action. And this is 1994 for the Laserdisc release, so other things have come out in the meantime. I'm really enjoying how this is cut together. Tell me there's another one. Please tell me there's another one. Still got like 2 minutes left. What is this? Crusher Police. I think this is Dominion Police. Style looks way worse. Yeah, Special Tank Police Dominion, which we absolutely have on our docket. Hey, that looked a lot like the same guy. Much cartoonier. Much cartoonier, much more in like a little bit of an older vein. I really like the vibe of this ad for Dominion Tank Police, though. It's a lot of installments. Hell yeah. Give me more, give me more, give me more, give me more. Give me all that you got. Oh. I want to be selected. I don't know for what. Oh, a telephone card. That's so funny. That's a month before I was born. Hey, that's not fair. I wasn't able to apply. Alright, we'll pause it here. Boom! Okay, I'm gonna have some things to glue together in the back half of this episode because my light started being fucky, and then I paused before the trailers. Oh my god, I haven't seen an OVA with the trailers like that ever. I love them. I love them. That's my favorite part of what happened today. Everything else can get fucked. Everything else can get fucked. That was so cool. It makes me want to watch Dominion Tank Police, even though it's like the least appealing of them. In some ways, it also seems really cool in some other ways. That's cool. I'm not sure that we'll end up watching that. We might do like Wicked City or something like that. This is such an interesting piece of animation and style and art and storytelling. I was trying throughout the reaction to figure out what it is that this hits the mark of, and I think I nailed it at one point that it really nails Terminator. The elements of Terminator that we really need for Terminator to work right are like the believability and intrigue of this almost alien robot, and its unstoppability, and then a bunch of other stuff. There are a bunch of elements of cool 80s action film that are absolutely hit on the head of the pin in this OVA. There are a bunch of things that are a little futzy and a little thin maybe, but where they're thinnest is where 80s action movies should be thinnest. And where it's the thickiest and the strongest is where they really should be thickest. It's in the action sequences themselves, and not just big and explosive, but interesting and smart and cleverly put together and well shot to convey that from both sides in multiple forms. I think that the tension of the feeling of our helpless characters running away from this incredibly powerful robot is extraordinary, and I think it's most poignantly seen in two scenes that happen near back to back. The first is as they're trying to get to the elevator, and the robot is coming through the door to the meat locker, and is slowly pushing through. And we're pulling, and we're running over there, and we're waiting for the elevator to come down and stuff. So we've got this like multi-time locked thing, this scenario that's tense, and it's bound by how fast is that robot going to get through that door? How fast can we get away? And it's this perfect chase. It's a perfect chase. And then the sequence as we buy time with the strange donut apparatus, holding the robot back as it looms over us, and we're playing chicken with it in the elevator. And I think those two scenes are indicative of the power and potential of this show, of this piece of animation, to really nail down some horror and some tension and some high stakes in the way that the peakest peak of action movies do. Because when we're climbing through vents or shattering through a glass ceiling in order to tackle somebody or something like that in an action movie, it's not really, to me, everybody's different, but it's not really like the extravagance of the stunt that I care about that much. It's the cleverness. It's what it makes me think. It's that it makes me like think that the character is smarter than I am. It's that when like Ethan Hunt is like catches the water droplet, the sweat droplet that falls off of him in this crazy spy moment, like that's cool. This character thought that through and was capable of doing it. Or when the laser is coming up from below in the elevator and our soldier blasts a hole through the ceiling. It's like, that's stupid. That would probably never work. The math of that doesn't make sense. I don't give a fuck. That's cool as shit. We use the tools at our disposal to get out of this situation and out of this frying pan into the next fire, right? And that's what the whole film feels like. It's like we're in a frying pan, we're in the next frying pan, we're in a saute pan, we're in a full cast iron kettle, when we're back into a frying pan, and now we're in the full open flame, and it's just like blah, 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 back and forth all over the place. I love it. I think it's really cool, and I think it nails both the pace and the individual moments being intriguing. Because you can have a pace, you can set a pace in a film that's like, this is gonna go really fast, and we're gonna have a fight, we're gonna have another fight, we're gonna have a chase, we're gonna have a foot chase, and then we're gonna have a bike chase, and we're gonna have a car chase, and it can all be shit. Like, it can be well shot and technically well put together, and it can all be shit because the fighting parts are just a fight, and there's no moment where you're like, whoa, how did he do that? Or how did he like know that he was going to do that? Or how was he so well trained that he had this idea that he was going to like flip kick him when the other guy thought he was going to punch him? It's like, oh, he outsmarted his opponent and proved himself better than that guy in that moment. And that's cool. That's the tension that I wanted. And so Jason Bourne runs on to the next scene and outsmarts a guy by putting a rolled up newspaper in a toaster and setting the gas on, right? And there's tension in it because we're like, what is he doing? Why is he doing that? What's going on here? He's a genius. He's cool and smart and hot and interesting, right? So that's what we get here from these characters over and over and over, is these cool moments. And then that is all backed up for me by the robot being genuinely intimidating. And it uses layers for this. It uses the layer of like simple framing. And this shows, I think, Shiro Masamune's ability to storyboard and do like character dynamics effectively. There are a couple moments where the robot like walks almost over the camera, almost above us, and frames it as this big looming thing. Or the moment where it's looming above and stuff. But for me, it's the inhumanness of the robots and the competence of them. It's them doing martial arts poses as though they're characters from Dragon Ball Z, but with a totally cold, dead expression, just hitting these poses. And it's when they like crawl on all fours and flip onto their back as though they're monsters from classic Japanese horror, and their heads twist around all the way. And then 3 other directions as they just like they auto scan a location. That makes these things monstrous, right? It takes these humanoid androids and through their motion, through the way that they act, through the way that they behave, makes them monstrous. And I think that's extraordinary, and I think it's something that is rarely achieved in film, full stop. I think it's rarely achieved in film, full stop. I think it's achieved in Terminator, because James Cameron is very careful with the way that it's done. I think it's achieved in T2, and I think we start to lose it a little bit later in the Terminator series as we start like more CG and more Unreal or more realism even. We get to a point where, I mean, I've seen a lot of androids, and the uncanniness of them, especially if they're played by human actors, kind of goes down. You know, the androids in Alien series don't usually have that uncanny to me, and lots more. These do. Same with like mecha weapons and things. And I brought up Raised by Wolves earlier because that's a show where we've got these like high power, destructive super androids as well. It's what they are, and they're very strange and they're very uncanny. And that's a place where it kind of verges into that realm of like, oh, they are very inhuman and very weird. But it does it differently, and I think that the depiction that's here in BlackMagicM66 is, like, foundational. It's really neat. That is what robot humans look like to me in my mind now. It's emblazoned in there, and I imagine this having a huge impact on people when they first watched it. It's so interesting because it feels like everything went backward. You know, last week we watched Appleseed, and it feels like a dramatic step backward from here. In terms of how like fucking interesting it is. There's more that's fleshed out in certain parts of the ideas, like the city and certain things, but for crispness and conciseness, this feels like a better thesis or a better intro to Shiro Masamune's work than that did. I think it's so cool. Okay. Sweeping shots of airplanes over settlements or over locations are the one place I think where shit feels weird. Where stuff moves in a sort of strange way that's very cartoony, very animation, very anime, but very cartoony, and breaks some of the feeling of like technical consistency that is otherwise pretty present throughout the film. That aside, just because they feel that way to me doesn't mean that they're not still really cool looking. Because these scenes, although there's a bit of like floatiness to the way that the machines move to my eye, and to the way that our background's sort of like, whoa, whoa, sweep by. And not just in this scene where there's a plane crash happening, which I could forgive because there's a plane crash happening, and that might be your attempt artistically to, like, convey that. But in other scenes as well, it feels a little, like, whoa-ish. Still, some beautiful old school fire and explosions and things that look extremely familiar, because probably the person who drew this explosion also drew an explosion in Bubblegum Crisis, because we're dealing with the same studio, you know? But we set a tone for being capable of these kind of cool big effects, and bring it back together with big explosions later on. I think that's great. Man, how many of these have we started in the same apartment? You know? Same vibe with, like, computers and shit. I don't know. But it's cool. It humanizes our characters. It says, like, even in this distant future, there is something that's very familiar to you, which is the experience of just, like, sitting in your room at a desk at a computer typing away, right? Like, many things have changed, but things have also not changed. Also, as far as I know, this is set in, like, hyper past future Venus. Something weird. It's cool and hot that we have her naked for this whole opening sequence. It's just the way that we're doing things and setting up our characters to be cool and hot. From, like, modern feminist sensibilities, it's pretty exploitative, but from the day and age's feminist sensibilities, it's like, fuck yeah, sicko cool hot babe, going and doing cool hot independent babe things. Like, she don't need no husband. She got her camera. She's off to do things. She doesn't need to get dressed. Fuck it. And yeah, okay. There's something that's here in these beginning moments that I need to highlight that's impossible to get to if we're just skimming through it. And it's the way that we just hold on this scene. And it's kind of it's one of few indications in the episode that Shiro Masamune is not an animation director by trade. It feels very manga-y. And I think that, like, this section of a manga where you just have the character and you're just establishing what the character looks like from a bunch of different angles and what they're kind of doing, right? This makes perfect sense. It's like 2, maybe 3 pages in the manga. It's the character in a bunch of like showering, the character, like, doing a couple things, a couple of facial expressions, a couple of moments. And all of that serves as this montage-y sort of mosaic that we put together in our mind for, like, oh, this is who this character is, and then we snap into action with the little gag about her forgetting her clothes, and then we're off somewhere else. But here in anime, I think that an anime director would have adapted this whole segment shorter. And I think that I like it being a little bit longer like this, and having this time to hold on these moments that are essentially like still frames. We just hold on them for a while. And I think an anime director would be tempted to put the exposition here and put more text in and have it be like, have us really understand what she's reading and saying and stuff. But Shiro Masamune doesn't want to do that because he knows what he's doing here. He's just setting up who our character is and getting us to vibe with her for a second. And then she'll go, damn it, and rush off. And we get to wonder what she's up to. I think that's cool. It's cool. It's interesting. Okay, we got weird dong banana ships. They're weird dong banana ships. I like the little platform things, and I like the soldiers. Super interesting. Our camera, like our perspective, doesn't really take an opinion on anybody in this OVA. We don't really paint the soldiers as bad very much. We don't really paint the individual as heroic or anything like that. It just is what it is, and things are happening. They're being presented to us kind of factually. We do present the soldiers as competent, and it's really cool how much of the chatter or the exposition of our show happens from soldiers effectively reporting in what's going on. We've lost 2. How knowledgeable they seem to be about everything that happens when it happens, like they really understand things. They're like, they capture our characters within minutes of them snooping around and stuff. They're here and they're competent and they're capable of doing this. And so we've got these 2 very powerful forces kind of arrayed against each other with the soldiers and the robots. It's really kind of cool. And then scientists kind of caught in the middle as a separate element is interesting. The only place where there's real shade, I think, is at the scientists. The places where I feel the ick or anything like it is where this thing almost killed your child, your granddaughter, who's kind of symbolic in a lot of ways. It's like, oh, this symbol of peace and hope and prosperity and all this stuff, okay? The crazed scientist almost kills her, and his first response is like, well, I guess we could fiddle with it a bit. Maybe we could change some of the parameters. It's like, wait, hold on, maybe we should be making death robots that can't be shut down. No. That's crazy. That's crazy. We need death robots that can't be shut down. We just need to make some small changes to the way that they function so they don't go bad, right? What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay. There are two things that happen here. There's really difficult animation, and there's really cool animation. And not always do the two meet. At least in my mind. Because one of them is, like, how much effort was put into this? How many drawings is it? How much is moving in the drawings? And the other is, do I like it? Right? Did it make my eyes go like, wow, that was cool? And there's both all throughout this. A lot of this car moving around on stuff, yeah, that sure was difficult. Boy, I don't like it. Boy, I do not care about it. It's kind of, it takes a little bit from, like, Lupin, I guess. Where the car's, like, bouncing around and shit. It's so weird. If I turn it up this high, it doesn't flicker. So I'm just going to turn it up this high and I'll be blown out as fuck for a little while, and that's fine. The bouncing car kind of reminds me of Lupin scenes. It's interesting. Big swoopy whoop. Whee! And we meet Ferris. She's cute. I don't really feel much about this character. There's not that much here. She's cute, and she wears a bikini for the first portion of the sequence. In a weird way, she reminds me a little bit of, like, Prue from Gundam, where she just kind of shows up and is there and is like, oh, here's this child character who's cute, and maybe you're going to sexualize them, unclear, and now protect. Now you must protect. And that's what she's kind of here for. She's here to be cute and kind of be like, grandfather, and we watch her walk around and be cute and introduce us to the grandfather, and that's about it. His purpose is to say things like, I don't recall selling my soul as well when I sold my machines to the military, and let's just say, buddy, I mean, you should have read the fine print, because it was there. I kind of like how he just sort of like, and just sort of like almost falls Wallace and Gromit style into the ship and off into this adventure sequence. It's like, this is just another day at the office for him with this insane shit going on. And it's absolutely insane shit that's going on. It's like, that's not cool, man. This is bad. I like the hiker sequence. I like the monster that's out there. There's this, like, spinning moment. This is cool. It's not super clever, but it shows, like, an understanding of what he's doing, of what Shiro is doing. I thought it was going to be the android. Instead, it's a fucking bear, and the bear is dead, and it is the android, and that's worse. Ah! So again, this is another scene that's, like, really animated. And really cool. And really consistent. Very unique. Somebody's particular style. We're going to find out, I think. But I don't really like it. Super cool. Super cool. I don't really like it. Oh boy. Big first battle. There's too much to talk about here. Our lighting is really consistent. As we get into the darkness, it brings up the feel really well. Our soldiers popping out of nowhere, I think, is really cool. Again, demonstrates their competence. And then we do horror. We do horror excellently. I think this takes from like Vietnam era movies, like movies about Vietnam, with the, like, jungle darkness threats out there. Suddenly. And suddenly lasers, and she just stands amongst the fucking weird light. True horror. We set up the containment donut already. And our squads are all moving. I love the way that the military feels. And a part of it is the way that we cut between them. they're all connected by the chatter, but the squads are all moving. They're all doing things. They all know what they're doing. They're setting up different things in different places. They're ready to go. They're hiding in different locations. They're set. It's cool. It's cool. It's fast paced little mini skirmishes, and it's not quite like any other sort of military battle sequences that I've seen. And then we bring the androids in and get to see them really move around and demonstrate their true horror, which is to say their awesomeness, right? Because it's which side are you on? Are you on the android side? Fuck yeah, androids. Androids are awesome. Are the androids coming to kill you? Oh god. Oh god, that's horrifying. Blam, 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 blam. And I think the animation is done in a lot of ways that serve it really well. We are mixing like elements moving in full speed with elements moving in slow motion in a way that makes the androids feel cool. Feel really fucking cool. And there's destructive stuff and just pure Sakuga in realism and in or like extravagant realism. Glass flying everywhere, shards of things, whipping a giant machine around you, picking up a jeep and throwing it. It's cool. Beyond cool. It's spectacular. It's awesome. Yeah, going on all fours, perfect independent control of every limb. It really sells them to me as these terrifying, awesome monsters. And then when you see this one, the main robot fight with the staff, it's flowy in a way that's like really kung fu oriented. Whoosh. But then answers the question of like, okay, but what if you could do those kung fu moves and bend your elbow 100% around the other way? I don't know. That would be cool. It would look like this. And it does. And some of these moments are just extraordinary. The hair whipping too. I wonder what they studied for these movements. This section in particular of the short-haired android is very wacha, right? Yeah, and leaping with the one leg. It's like, oh man. With the robe and stuff too, I'm imagining that they actually found footage of monks doing like if maybe Shaolin monks doing acrobatic martial arts stuff, because that's what this reads as, is like this is acrobatics martial arts stuff, exactly the kind that Hollywood is obsessed with, translated to animation, translated to robots doing stuff in a just glorious way. And the camera follow is really good too. I think this is one of my favorite moments right here. It's just one frame, maybe. There's one frame where her head, like, looks up at the people as she's crawling normally. It just looks up really quick. It's fucking spooky. It's fucking spooky. It's just those little things that make her terrifying. And then full self-destruct. And gas. Yeah, should not be making robots like this. They're too scary. Too scary, too powerful, too scary. I like these sweeping shots of cities. They remind me a lot of Blade Runner. And I think that's what they're inspired by, or something like it. I really like them. I think that they do a good job of setting up the vastness of this place, the many layers of it, and also the sort of normalcy of it, which is weird, but it's like, yeah, people are just going about their daily lives, walking around, doing daily life thing, going on dates, hanging out in bars. They've got cyber tech and weird face paint and shit, and it doesn't really matter. It's just they're just people. It's cool. It's a cool world. Meow. Fuck. I love the full front of the car cut in half with stuff spilling out of it. It's cool. It's scary. I love the joke of her running into the mailbox and then punching it, and then it falls on her foot, and then she's pissed. I love it. Don't really understand what happened here. She loses the front tire somehow. Yep, and zooms on one wheel and somehow makes it. And then we get this sweeping shot that they used in the advertisement as well, of the big giant tower spinning. This reminds me so much of stuff in Bubblegum Crisis. A lot of it does. A lot of it does. A lot of these elements of the shows that I listed earlier, like Bubblegum Crisis and Ixer 1 and Dragon's Heaven, they feel like they're woven together and they've been drawn over and over by the same people, you know? Again, cool cityscape stuff. And a giant fucking scary ass robot who just is walking down the street. I believe almost all of it. Like, my disbelief is suspended all the way through. And I believe almost all of it. The flying car things and the police ships and stuff. I believe all of it. I've got questions about it. But it's also well... The vibes flow into each other effectively for me. Okay, I started writing down scenes again at about this point. So this is our first like laser into fire. So the laser beam zips across, and then this fire swooshes, and just I like the shape of it. And licks up. It's really pretty. It's almost Disney-esque. You know, Disney animators like to make things kind of pretty and flowy and almost fairy tale-ish like that, and that's the vibe that I get there. Then she walks up over above us, right? Very kaiju, very giant monster, giant robot, giant machine. I think that's cool. Our characters are really lively as they move around. Really great. And this is fucking cool. Terrifying monster, very The Shining, very like pulling through the door and you have to run away somewhere else. Classic Hollywood trope moment things executed really effectively. I think that's what it comes down to, is well informed of classic Hollywood tropes, executed effectively. Cool monster, running away from it, cool locations, cool soldiers, cool effects. This whole catching sequence is really neat and very intense. And then when they get most of the way there, and so they go, the casualness with which she like analyzes situation. Nope. Figured out how to deal with you guys. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Time to die. Okay. Probably the most tense scene in the film is using this donut and sitting us Terminator style inside the perspective of the machine, and then on the other side as we sort of dance around it, just buying enough time for the elevator to land. Just enough. That's fucking cool. It's fucking cool, and that we dive into these really, like, these complicated multi-movement sequences makes it really impressive and makes it really stand out. It's one of those examples of using budget and effort in the moments where it can really have the most impact that I think I'm going to reference in the future, because it pays off to me. This is a cool elevator scene, and the emphasis that's put on it compared to everything else in the film, even though everything else looks great, the emphasis on these full movement shots makes it spectacular. Makes it spectacular and makes it really stand out. Yeah, giant machine guns through windows, something that we'll see later in Ghost in the Shell and a couple of other times through Shiro's work. I think it's really cool. It's just an element that I think he likes or thinks is cool. And I agree. I fully agree. Stark white for these explosions, I think is neat as well. There are a bunch of styles glued together, and they all work for me. This demolition is really spectacular. Both parts of it, both chunks of this building falling are really, truly spectacular. I've seen a lot of things like it, and this one's impressive. Final moments up on the building. One last shot, and it's all tense as can be, and we get saved in the last moment by the guy. And it's kind of cute. We just barely thrive off of this, and it feels very much like the ending of a Die Hard or something. It's like, well, we did it, I guess. Back to ordinary life. But of course, there's one more wrinkle, which is that she has to get her freedom, and she does so because Ferris begs for it, basically. And for some reason, Mr. Soldier General guy decides to let her go. Nito Burrito. Nito Burrito. I'm going to do one thing before I move on toward wrapping this up, and that is I'm going to pull up Sakagaburu. Okay, and I'm just going to grab the first page. That's what I did last time for something else. I'm just going to grab the first page. Let me make sure we're recording properly. We sure are. Just want to see if we recognize names and stuff. So the top cut, it looks like, is the elevator scene. So we'll just go from bottom up. We got Artist Unknown. This is robots running around. And, oh, and mostly the stuff on the inside. Okay, cool. I'll just zoom in a little bit. Oh, this is the... Yeah, this is the automobiles. Artist Unknown. Zippy Zappy bike. Artist Unknown. Shuziloha. This is a portion of the rotation sequence, but it's not the full motion ones. Okay. So this is intercut with the one that is last, which is Ichikawa. Okay. And Moriyama. Okay. Okiura. Hiroyuki Okiura. For the motion of these machines. That's cool. Okay. Oh, this moment of the motion of the machines. Here, now that we've got frame by frame ability, it's this moment where she like looks up. Yeah. Oh, it rotates all the way around. That's even crazier. Fuck. It's just gorgeous. Gorgeous stuff. And then the big explosion. Cool. I really like the way that the projectiles, we see them all in here. I think that's cool. This is just hanging out, being a gal pal, and also some character acting and running around. Okay. Kazuchika Kisei. Is this the big running sequence as well? Yes. Okay, cool. Toru Yoshida. Oh, for the fight sequence. And then the next one as well. But not the one that I think is very kung fu-y. Okay. Shuzilo Ha is responsible for all of this. The spinning. A very kung fu film. Super interesting. Kazuaki Mouri. For this portion. Oh, this portion not by Shuzilo Ha. The stomp especially. God, it's so cool looking. Okay. Here's Okiura again. Oh, Okiura does the blam 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 through the window? Does the blam 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 through the window. I wonder if Okiura does blam 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 through the window in like Ghost in the Shell or anything like that. I wouldn't be surprised. This is Shinya Ohira. Oh, for the destruction! For the demo! I knew that demo looked fucking familiar. Good God. Ah, Utsunomiya. This is a bunch of character acting and running around, right? And also the fire? Is this the fire as well, or is it just the character acting? No, it's the fire also. Whoa. Fuck. Such a different style of fire. Wow, this whole sequence is Utsunomiya too. Okay. Cool. Okay. I just wanted to check in on that. Okiura. We got 3 Okiuras are the second, third, and fourth place shots. Oh, yeah, bashing through this. It really did look very dynamic. And then picking it up and flinging it. Okiura. Just perfect machinery moving. Oh, the black and white explosion is Okiura. I would not have pegged that. Oh, but all the stuff going cocoon. That makes more sense. And then the beginnings of the demo. Okay, cool. Oh, and this stuff falling at the top. Uh-huh. Did Okiura do the end sequence of Rojin Z as well? Just checking. Yeah, where we're on top of a giant building full of scraps also, and shit's all like falling. He did the whole thing. Yeah. It's like thematically the same sequence. I know it's super different in lots of ways, but it's like thematically almost identical. Up here on the top of the thing with this extraordinary character acting and all this machinery that's like falling and collapsing. And okay, definitely a through line there. And our top cut is Moriyama and Ichikawa drawing rotation, rotation, rotation. Moriyama did rough KA, and Ichikawa did the Genga. No further corrections. Yeah, because fuck. God, it's so crispy. And the head spin, oops, and the head spin right here. Whoa. Fuck. It nails down the feeling of like being circled by someone and trying to keep them in your sights. It's claustrophobic and intense and close up, and I really like it. So, this is a pretty banger OVA. For what I'm looking for an 80s era anime OVA, it's about 50 minutes, one coherent story, or don't need that much story really. That's cool, exciting, fun, extravagant, a blast, has some cute characters, has some cool shit, has some stuff that makes you think. This is top tier. It's got some animation cuts that are going to be in my mind forever, that have clearly influenced the industry. Got some stylistic things and some ideas that are just neat. The way that those robots move is going to live rent-free in my mind forever and also in my nightmares. And in general, I think that was just a good double thumbs up banger of an OVA. There's not too much to dive into, not too much to like unpack and piece together really cool insights about the world and stuff. I don't care. There's a crazy robot and it's on a rampage, and our cute, cool characters who we like and respect have to get away from it and maybe save the day, or at least themselves. That's all we need. It's all we need. Don't have to overcomplicate it. It's a perfect, like, have a beer, watch a cool action thing with some friends thing to throw on and enjoy and not think too much about and just go, whoa, fuck, as the robots explode and crazy lasers shoot everywhere. Fuck yeah, mic drop. Perfect. Thank you so much, Shiro Masamune, for creating weird shit like this for us, and maybe we'll catch you in some Dominion Tank Police or something like that at some point in the near future. As for you, I'll catch you next week when we watch something else for Retro Monday Overdrive next Monday. Get the next week's video a little bit early on the Patreon, linked in the description. See you there. Much love. Peace.